Good morning, family, near and far. This can be called square one. I pre-pulled a couple cards here. I want to get to them in a minute, because I guess that's where we are. Every person in life has to draw a fine line, and how are you going to draw a fine line without having fucking transcribed and just like those things that it's like a stenograph or stereo, I don't know. And I mean, obviously from the first 2 points you get the whole distance, and you could just go, okay, so it's this big. But really, until you've just done it a billion times and there ain't nothing left other than it's all black, and you got an outline and you got a circle in the middle, then can you really know that you're at the beginning? And then where do you go from there? You already outlined everything. I guess that's where we begin. And, well, YouTube's about focusing the division. And each of us has our own way and our own purpose and place and space and time. And somehow I'm always stuck on the spinner. So that's where it is. It always begins with realizing the true nature of the past and the desires to move forward and what it's about, right? And it takes being in a lot of different states of mind and body and outside of oneself searching to even have a clue. Most people stop way short or just fall into a pattern, and that works. But it kind of stops everyone from their own potential. And man, it's really difficult when you're at the end of your own line and at the beginning, with everybody looking in your direction and wondering what you're going to do. Well, they're all kind of sitting pretty at the same time as everyone's kind of stuck until somebody can move. It's kind of like musical chairs or something like that, but there's only one chair, or everybody's got a chair, but there's one guy standing up, and then that's the issue. So, shit. I hate talking about myself, but it's like all I got. Unless I talk about all the knowledge stuff, and that's somewhat based upon how anyone wants to see it. So, personally, I've been in bed for 3-4 days now, unable to move, trapped in fear, feeling like I finished a job, and the job hasn't even begun yet. My birthday's coming up, so it was the worst day of the year, as I'm choking up. I was held down by all these dark forces, even in my own family, and in the places that I work. It'd elevate me when it would seem like that would be the last place to elevate me, and then letting me down at the exact spot where, why the fuck would you let somebody down at that spot? I don't know. Bills all racked up. No jobs. Calling back. Stuck as one of the angels on the Ark of the Covenant. Needing another angel to come so we can get out the fucking box. I mean, ultimately, that's how it is for each star, and what this mystical journey ends up entailing. Who's right for us, you know? When we're right for ourselves, but no matter how perfect we could be, then finding someone that matches that and is equal to it is very difficult. And it's like you gotta move in from the furthest possible distance when usually you see each other right off the bat. And then it's like, okay, well, I can't just walk over there and be like, honey, I'm home. What? I just saw you on a commercial. You know, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. You know, like, it's weird. 551. So, all I can do is be honest and direct with who I am. And fuck. Some people think I'm the devil. Some people think I'm a goddamn AI computer. Some think I'm Jesus Christ. Some think I'm the worst fucking thing that could have ever walked into their life. And some think I'm the one that's going to save them. I don't know what to think. I know that I'm extremely special, but that was the last thing that ever occurred to me. I always thought that everyone was special. To always be left out in the cold, struggling with a bunch of dark forces and people laughing and happy about that. How the fuck could anybody, anywhere, be happy and excited seeing anyone suffer? That is the sickest shit that could possibly exist in a human being. Anyone that prays for another person's downfall and is excited every time they fall really doesn't have a leg to stand on. So I don't know where things go day to day, and I don't know what help waits for me or what might show up, what might never come. My options are start packing up my place, all but the bare necessities, and wait the rest of the month out while I work on improving my life without having a life, without having any money, without having anywhere to go. Just dreaming about a life worth living, as if this one wasn't worth living. Shit, this has been the greatest, craziest fucking life there ever was. And nobody really could see it other than whatever tracks I left. My paw prints. Well, I just want a wife. I want kids. I want to be respected. I want to be loved and to share the love. A free person, not imprisoned and continually let down, maybe by myself, but also by others around. I mean, we all play a part in the whole. I pulled 4 cards to begin with. First one I got, we had the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. And that talks about delays. And let's see here. I had it pulled up. Let's see. But, you know, that's exactly where we're at. So the cards don't lie. The cards don't lie. Just give me a moment here. I'm going to pull a little bit more if I can find it. Four Pentacles. And it's also about letting go, not caring about material things, and letting others in. Well, hell, that even sounds better than the other interpretation of delays. See, Four Pentacles upright in this interpretation would have said holding things tightly and appreciation for what you've accumulated and control. Where that could seem positive, it seems like this reversal is a lot more positive, even if there is a little bit of delay in letting others in. Well, I know that's what we're talking here, right? It sucks to suffer and have nowhere to go, nobody to call, nothing to do. Everybody's watching your every move, waiting for you to appear. That lets everything down. That fear. Now I've lived in that for the better part of my life in some way, but very much so for 6 years now. It's got to end. Next, we got the Knight of Wands. Leadership. Leading forward as the ass end of a fucking nasty ass joke. Of all the things that the world could have taught me, drugs taught me the most. Right, wrong, and different. But without coming to an end of the line on that, there's no way that I could have let it go. Then I guess everyone had to be in on it and watching and a part of it to teach everyone a lesson without teaching anyone a lesson. Because anyone that's trying to teach somebody a lesson is really just teaching themselves a lesson. And so I guess as a master teacher and a master student, it's difficult being a dad, right? It's difficult being a son. It's difficult being a boss. It's easy to be an employee and just somebody's kid. Just do whatever, you know. You always have someone to lean on and excuse you. And I can't excuse myself or anyone else. And I can't say what I did was wrong or right. Because the lessons will be handed out forevermore. And thirdly, showing we still got it. We got the Empress. Still shining like gold. Never tarnishes. Even if it's buried in the dirt. Which is 51, by the way. Dirt. Everything grows out of 51. And where did gold come from? It can't be made. It only comes from stars. From dead stars. And came here upon meteorites. There's only so much on Earth, and there'll never be any more without maybe another extinction of the entire human race. That's why it's so valuable. At the same time as, what the fuck is it good for, right? This conversation is worth more than all the gold in the world. And fourth, I pulled a Divine Feminine card. And right now I'm taking everything as it comes, straightforward. It came in a reversal, which is very, very cool. As Spirit guides and leads us forward. Look, get the anchor. Anchor the heart. Sarah La Kali, Queen of the Outsiders. Nah, King of the Heart. King of the Heart. There's no outsiders in my house. Nobody that meets me eye to eye. Nobody's afar. Everyone gets to stay. And everyone is accepted. The quote at the bottom says, I have arrived. No, we've been here. I am where I will always be in love. No, I am. And that never needed to be said, because I am is almost an insecure statement. You never seen a rock say, I am a rock. But as a human being, well, we're stuck in this interplay of issues, of reflections of the mind. I am love. Love is. I have no idea. More than anyone else. Some people probably have a better idea than I do. As each of us work on ourselves and wish for what we want out of life. But as I just went for a midnight stroll, walking, I know that I'm done doing that. It's finally to the end of that line. And I'm grateful. But what's the pull? What's the push? What is the drug? It's desire. We have to desire ourselves. We have to desire what we want. The heart pulls at something. Especially when the only place it could get it and feel it and know it is in the place the furthest away from where it is. That's the twin desires that fling us apart like a bomb and then leave us reeling and thinking about the enjoyment or whatever we gain from it. But in the end, leaves us empty because there's no way to get it other than to go back there again. Not exactly like that. But all the things within it, within what we get from our ultimate desire, reveals what we want truly and what is at a distance. And when it comes to my experience, anyone that knows a little bit more than nothing knows I want a woman's body. But one man doesn't. I want her at the beginning and the end and in between. I want her. And what else do I want? I want to be able to reach for the stars or rip them out of the sky and hand them to anybody. To show how great they are. To show how great we are as a human race, as people. And them to take that autograph and be filled with the feeling of security and confidence and knowing there's a higher power. I want there to be some sense of order out of the chaos. Like being able to, at this very moment, I'm going to see what day of the year it is. I'm going to see what it says on every calendar in the world. It says about this day. How many days since the supposed creation of the world? What's the moon cycle at? What happened on this day in history? Of all the stuff that's ever been pointed at this day, or from it, or to it, where are we at? Where can we go from there? Purpose. That's what I want. Ultimately, I want purpose. I want togetherness. I want the concept of what America is in every single person, but not to be able to take it from anybody or to be the only one put on a pedestal. Each person deserves that. I had a sip or two of wine the other night, and then I went and dumped the rest of the bottle out. Not to say I'll never drink again. I got one beer in the fridge. Maybe I'll drink it tonight, just so it's gone. I'm still smoking cigarettes, and I have to get rid of that. Tomorrow, I already planned, decided. You know, one of the throughout my life, one of the best things that always made sense and helped me was getting stoned before it was ever legal. Since about the second or third time I ever did it, that was the medication that helped me. Which is weird because, well, now it's medication for everyone. But there's a weird thing about that. If you go and get a medical card for something, there's a double lie in that. If you need something and it is your medication, then God will bring it to you. Hence, how much ice I did. And it has helped everyone. And it has helped me. And to break anything in between there would have only caused more harm. So tomorrow, in all likelihood, I'll get stoned. But probably for the last time, at least for a long time. I got a couple days worth of cigarettes. I have to quit. For me. I have to exercise. If my body has anything to do with the body of the world, well, then that's important. We're all connected, right? But it's not just me. It's every single person that there is. The more polluted everyone is, the more polluted and unbalanced the entire world is. If there's only one soul, one spirit that came to everyone, then that's challenging, especially if anyone had to be it. That's a shitty fucking spot to be. It's real amazing getting to be a shooting star across the sky, or a comet that comes around and avoids the sun and then is gone again. But it's very lonely, and all the enjoyment that there could be, it sucks by yourself. But it sucks just the same to have the whole world, and yay, we're family. Okay, now what? Which is kind of the concept of a hotel or India or whatever. of, okay, we got a group. Okay, big deal. Whether there's a leader of the group or somebody new comes in, it ruins our individuality. So each has to be that star, and each has to grow from the dirt and rise up. All I can do is hold down my spot here at this house 3 more weeks by giving the last of my money tomorrow. And in all likelihood, not have anywhere to go. But when I was high all the time, I had a job, and it was supplied by the job, and everyone there was calling me Jesus. Ain't that fucking weird? But as soon as they were picking on me and poking at me, then the mirror reflected back, and they didn't like the reflection because they had to look at themselves, and then they had to throw me on the ground and stomp on my ass and act like they were high and mighty, and then they're still on the drugs, or went to the doctor and got something to cover up the symptoms, because when you lie to yourself, then issues arise, whether it's cancer, Alzheimer's, depression, any of that shit. It comes from lying to ourselves. And one of the issues about getting older is thinking that one's entitled to, I'm too old for this shit, I'm gonna give up. What? All that experience your whole life leads you to give up. Now that you have a safe little hidey hole corner to go to, and you get paid to do nothing, then it's just fuck it all, right? That's an adult that says, well, I got kids, I'm done. Bullshit. There's a weak link in the human chain. That whenever anybody's just got it made, they just give up on everybody else, and they lean on everyone. And then the welfare system just provides so that they can lose all their morals and all their routine and everything that they didn't work on during their life. They were just getting away with it. That's not good. Because everybody in society is paying for that shit. Just to have more problems, meaning kids that don't have parents to rely on. While the parents have all these issues based upon being able to lie to themselves. Issues can arise anyway. But at some point, everyone's got to put their foot down. I wish I had a partner, but I have many that we can't speak to each other. We can't see each other directly. My heart goes out to you. Because even when forces tell me not to be there, not to be here, and not to go see you through here, that seems to be evil. That's the fear that made all our dads silent. That made all the mothers overindulge and act like, it's a man's fault. It's the kids. I'm going to go to my bridge meeting. I'm going to go to... And ultimately everyone giving up on themselves and giving up on the family and giving up on society. We can't do that. Got to be the Rock at Gibraltar. Got to be the Lighthouse of Rhodes. Got to be the Pyramid of Giza. Got to be the renewed capstone that never went missing. And lead. Got to be that Statue of Liberty. Especially if the only safe place it was ever made was for you to be trapped in that torch that she's holding out as the protected one. That's too many. But I came up with diligence in reverse. Yeah, diligence. Well, we just were doing diligence. That was all that work put in. We got to be here. And that's not diligence. That's holding the existence.